Today I will suffer, cry and burn inside because today's episode is dedicated to the spiciest version of Bloody Mary cocktail, as well as more pleasant variations like Red Snapper with gin, Bloody Maria with tequila, Mayan Michelada with mezcal and Mexican beer, and Vladimiry with carrot juice. The Bloody Mary, named after Mary I of England, is known for its ability to cure hangovers and serve as a nutritious morning refresher. Personally, I highly discourage drinking in the morning, but it's hard to deny that Bloody Mary is a drink and a meal in one glass. It's a very savory and wholesome cocktail. The cocktail has been a classic practically since its introduction to bars around 1920s and 1930s. It originally consisted of 7 ingredients: vodka, tomato juice, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, celery salt and Tabasco. Over time, its recipe has changed and branched out, leading to a myriad of variations with different spirits, spices and garnishes, from shrimps and mini burgers to whole grilled chickens. One such variation is the Red Snapper, also known as Bloody Margaret. It's still the same old Bloody Mary, only with gin instead of vodka, which will hopefully give our cocktail a herbal, piney notes to its flavor, and along with the tomato juice, it is going to provide a solid foundation that won't get lost amidst the other ingredients. The cocktail is shaken, and to the shaker we're gonna add dry gin, 2 ounces, 60 milliliters. Freshly squeezed lemon or lime juice, half an ounce, 15 milliliters. Tomato juice, 4 ounces, 120 milliliters. Tabasco hot sauce, a couple dashes. Worcestershire sauce, about 4 dashes. Now we need celery salt. Using celery salt is an American thing, it's just salt with dried celery seeds. But I prefer using different kinds of salts, like this one. It's called salt, and it contains salt, a couple dashes. If you want, you can add a little bit of celery stock, like a couple pieces, but I don't think it's necessary. If you want to add something extra, you can use some kind of spicy, salty blend, it will do. And freshly grated black pepper. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously and very fast, dedicating the shake to this comment. Garnish with the celery stalk and the lime wedge. That's it. It's close to the original Bloody Mary, but it's a little bit more herbal. I can't say that I like it better than the original, but it's not a bad version. It's spicy, maybe a little bit more salt will do. It's an okay cocktail. By the way, Bloody Mary was never my favorite cocktail. The super spicy Bloody Mary is still on the way, but first let me make the Bloody Maria. The date and place of origin is unknown, and it's likely that it's been around in one form or another for a couple of decades, because adding tequila is a logical substitute in such a veggie cocktail, and it's easy to imagine that some curious bartender decided to substitute vodka with tequila. Different spices, different garnishes, new cocktail. Profit. The cocktail is also shaken, because I don't like throwing cocktails. And to the shaker we're gonna add tequila, Blanco regular tequila, 2 ounces, 60 milliliters. Tomato juice, 4 ounces, 120 milliliters. Freshly squeezed lemon juice, half an ounce, 15 milliliters. Prepared horseradish, about half a tablespoon. A little bit of Tabasco sauce, Worcestershire sauce, 4 dashes. A little bit of Cajun spice. Some kind of Mexican hot sauce. In my case it's El Yucateco. It's not just spicy, it's smoky, so a couple dashes. A little bit of salt and black pepper. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this comment. Fill the highball glass with ice and strain the cocktail. Garnish with a lemon wedge, lime wedge, a couple of jalapenos, pickles, and the fresh bell pepper with Mexican cheese in it. It's a completely different cocktail. Thanks to the horseradish, it's prominent there. Tequila, I can't say that I taste tequila. It's like a Bloody Mary with extra horseradish and a little bit of Mexican hot sauce. But it's good. It's better than the previous one. Speaking of Mexican cocktails, Michelada is probably the closest thing to a Bloody Mary. If you watched my video about beer cocktails, you know that the classic Mexican Michelada does not contain any tomato juice. But the spices are there, and all the sweetness and beer is there. And beer is usually the sole source of alcohol in this drink, but I'll make the Mayan Michelada today, created by the Tijuana Picnic Bar in New York. This variation brings up the booziness with a splash of mezcal, joven, which also adds subtle smoke and agave notes. This cocktail is built directly in the beer glass, or beer mug, to which we're gonna add mezcal, joven, which is white mezcal, half an ounce, 15 milliliters. Freshly squeezed lime juice, half an ounce, 15 milliliters. Agave nectar or syrup, a quarter ounce, 7 milliliters. Maggi seasoning sauce, it's like a stock cube in liquid form, about 5 dashes. Our Mexican hot sauce, just a touch. Worcestershire sauce, about 3 dashes. Stir a little, fill the glass with ice, and top up with a bottle of Mexican beer. You don't need to use Corona, but I don't have any other. Maybe you can use Modelo or something like that. And garnish with a lime wheel. It's time to stir it. So refreshing. It's better than just Corona. It's a little bit sweeter, a little bit spicier. I think this is my favorite variation on the Michelada cocktail. A little bit of mezcal. I can't say that I taste it very much, but it gives a little bit of smokiness. And the last cocktail before the spiciest Bloody Mary in the history of this channel is for those who got tired of the same old Bloody Mary. Meet her distant cousin from the east, the Vladimiry. I don't know shit about the origins of this cocktail. If you do, tell me in the comments. I've never tried it, but it has some interesting stuff in it. So, if not now, when? This cocktail is made in a blender. And to the blender we're gonna add vodka. At last. A little bit less than 2 ounces of vodka, so 1 3/4 ounces. About 52 milliliters. Freshly squeezed carrot juice. You can use something store-bought, but I prefer freshly squeezed. 4 ounces, 120 milliliters. Freshly squeezed lemon juice, 3/4 ounce, 22 milliliters. Now we need a roughly chopped shallot, about half of a shallot, so a little bit. But I don't have a shallot, I have a white onion. It will do. So about this much of white onion. Horseradish, about half a teaspoon. Caraway seeds, about a 1/4 teaspoon. A little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. And blend, dedicating to this comment. Fill the highball glass with ice and strain the cocktail. Stir a little to chill and garnish with a couple of pickles. It is very savory. It's the most savory cocktail from today's video. I like it. I was afraid it was gonna be too strange, but it's not. It's like a vegetable soup. Everything works great. Not too much onion, but maybe you should use a little bit less, just a touch less. But it's okay, it's good. Maybe you'll need a little bit more sweetness, but it depends on the carrots you use, or you can use store-bought juice. It's usually sweeter. But anyway, it's a solid 7 out of 10, maybe even 8. And now it's time for a ridiculously spicy Bloody Mary. I would say hot Bloody Mary, but it sounds like as if I'm hitting on her. I have a couple of hot sauces and I intend to use them. I'll still try to make it somewhat palatable, because there's no fun in filling the glass with something like capsaicin crystals, which are 16 million Scoville units, and adding tomato juice and vodka and saying, this is the most spicy Bloody Mary. No, but it definitely won't be for the faint-hearted. It starts like a normal Bloody Mary, in a shaker. And to the shaker we're gonna add vodka, 60 milliliters, 2 ounces, tomato juice, 4 ounces, 120 milliliters, lemon juice, half an ounce, 15 milliliters, Worcestershire sauce, 3 to 4 dashes, a pinch of salt and black pepper. And now for the hot stuff. A little bit of Tabasco, Mexican hot sauce, El Yucateco, a couple dashes. I also have this sauce called Natasha's Revenge. My friend Natasha gave it to me as a gift. A little bit of Georgian or Abkhazian adjika. It's like a super hot but very savory and salty paste with garlic, coriander and chili peppers. I'm not going to add da bomb beyond insanity because it's not just super hot, it's a very awful tasting sauce. Maybe the worst sauce I've ever tasted. But I'm gonna add Mad Dog 357 Silver Bullet Edition. It contains 6 million Scoville pepper extract. So it's not just super hot, it's also sweet and nice at first when you try it. Just a little bit. Stir a little. Fill the shaker with a big piece of ice. And shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this hot comment. Fill the highball glass with ice and strain the cocktail. Garnish with a celery stick, and that's it. Let's try it. So tasty. Bye bye. Okay. Not that hot, actually. The problem with hot sauces is that when you dilute it with water or other liquid, it doesn't become less spicy. It becomes more of it. I don't taste anything but the hotness. I was trying to make it a little bit palatable, but it's not palatable at all. On the scale of 0 to shit, it is almost shit. Why did I try it again? Thanks for watching. Bye bye. До свидос. Patreon and all that shit.